Yo, what is good, Docs gang? How we doing today? What's going on with y'all, man? Are you good? I hope you're good. Today we're gonna be doing a tutorial on Today we're gonna be doing a tutorial on how to make advanced chord progressions. Chords are really nice. I mean, you don't really need to know how to do them to make beats. Obviously, you really need to know how to make melodies, but adding chords to your beats just make them that much better. It makes them sound much nicer. If you know how to do chords, you know how to make fire beats like yours truly. But anyway, I got Nexus loaded up here, got a piano sample loaded up on my computer, and we're gonna play around with it. I'm gonna show you guys how to lay down chords, major, minor. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm gonna open up the piano roll. I just chose piano because, you know, piano's basic. It's not complicated or anything. So first things first, as you know, a chord is when you play two or more notes at the same time. So what I like to do when I like to put down my chord progressions, I like to put it down like I'm putting it down a melody. So what I like to do is start with the top note. So what I mean by that is when I start putting down a melody, like let's say I put down a chord progression like this, like let's say I use this, and this. When I build these chords up again, or when I build them up, all I'm gonna do is go down and add more notes as like that. Like I'm just gonna do that. So that's what I mean. I'm gonna start with the top melody, the top note, because that's the note that's gonna give you the idea of what the chord is gonna sound like, and it's gonna help you and guide you further through the chord progression. So let's get rid of those ones. Let's start with D, why not? And I think this is too high of an octave. I don't really like this. My ears are going to explode. So alright, this is cool. D6. It's the note in Minnesota. Alright, so we got D right now. Now the next thing we're gonna do, like I said, I'm not gonna go down right away. I'm gonna go to the next section, I guess, of chords. So let's see. So from D, I'm gonna choose a random note, whichever one sounds nice to me. So I'm gonna speed this up, probably. All right, so we got those two notes now. All right, so I have these two notes down here. So now I'm just gonna build the chords now. So in order to make a major chord, what you're gonna want to do is follow this pattern. It's like it's kind of like a pattern basically. Some people call it chord codes. Some people, call it different things. But it's really all it is just a pattern. So if I'm gonna start from D, I'm gonna count two notes down. So from here, I'm starting 0, 1, and 2. Or whoops, no, don't start from there. Start from this one. So 1, 2, and then put down a note. Next, you're gonna go down 3 and then put down a note. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and then put down a note. And here you're gonna have your major chord. So that is your major chord. Same thing, we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Just count down and put down 2, 1, 2, put down 1, 2, 3, and then put, 1, 2, 3, and then put down. So this is your next major chord. So right now the chords are gonna sound like this together. So yeah, that's what they sound like right now. And of course, when you get your chord shape, you don't want to mess around with these, in the middle. Once you put it down, just leave it. But what you can do is, move the chord around, like up and down. You can transpose it up, down, whatever. But make sure it just stays in the same shape, has the same spacing. So like if I did this, D to E, or like D to C, something like that. It'll, it'll sound proper or right. All right, and moving on, let's go to another one. So let's do, actually, you know what, I'm gonna change these. I'm probably gonna bring this down here. All right, I'm gonna use these two notes. So I'm gonna go from here, here. And then now that we've done our minor chords, or now that we've done our major chords, I'm gonna show you guys how to do a minor chord. So actually no, scratch that. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna build our major chord again. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 1, 2, and then put it down. And the next 1, 2, 3, put it down. And another thing, you can keep going actually. You don't have to just use 3 notes. You can go again. So you're gonna go back to the 1, 2, and then put it down, and then again 1, 2, 3, put it down. You can keep doing this over and over again, but obviously you're not gonna want to put that many notes in one chord because it's just gonna sound like this is what it's gonna sound like. I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. So as you can tell, it gets a bit much. So like maybe 4 would be the max. So as you can tell, that sounds a bit nicer. So as you can tell, obviously, better. So then we're gonna go to the next one. Do the same thing with our major. Just gonna count and bring it down. And then this is our major scale. So yeah, I'm gonna play everything. But yeah, that's what we got for our major scale. And another thing that you can do as well, you can also change it to a minor. So all that is really with the minor, I'm just gonna move on to this side right here. If you want to do a minor chord real quick, all you have to do is use the same, you know, choose your first top note and then count. Instead of counting 2 and then 3, you're gonna do 3 and then 2. So what I'm gonna do is start from here, do 1, 2, 3, and then put a note here, and then go 1, 2, and put a note here. So that would be a minor chord. So it would sound like this. So it sounds kind of dark. And in order to change that for like this one, all we would do is do every other note and then shift it down so that it would just follow the pattern of 3 spaces in between, then 2, then 3, and so on. So that would sound like this. And I'll probably turn this up. Oops. Probably bring this up here. So as you can tell, doing this third, or changing the third chord from major to minor kind of gives it a bit more flavor. Normally it does that for the third chord progression. And when they're all major and then you turn the third one to minor, or vice versa, when they're all minor and you turn the third one to major, it adds a bit of flavor to the chord progression. So that's just a nice little tip that I have for you guys. So, I guess we're gonna, go off of this chord progression. So what I like to do with my chord progressions, I like to make sure that they're all in line. So like I don't want too many notes up here, too many chord progressions up here, and then one down here, and then one up there. So what I like to do is just transpose these notes. So like if there's one that's too low, like I guess this one's kind of low, I'm just gonna highlight it, hold Control, press up on the keypad, and bring it up there so that it stays, in line. Sometimes they don't really work. Most of the time they do, but yeah, we'll see what that sounds like. I'm gonna do that same one for this one because it's kind of low. So it just keeps it a bit more in line. So let's play it. So yeah, even there it still sounds pretty decent. But yeah, just like to do that. All right, one more tip I like to use with my chord progressions is going back to the top notes. So like obviously I'm just gonna change this one back and this one back as well, because those weren't our original top notes. So going back to the top notes, like these ones, those are our top notes, right? So remember how I was saying they help you guess the next chord or know what the next right chord is? Well, they also can be modified a little bit just to make the chord progressions even more interesting. What I mean by that is you don't always have to have them playing for the entire chord. We can switch them up in between the chords. So what you can do is shorten this, make it half, and use that chord code that we were using. So like, you know how we were counting from 1, 2, and then 3, put it down, and then 3 spaces in between, As you can see, there's 3 note spaces in between here. What you can do, since there's 2 here, you're gonna skip the 3 spaces this time and then put the second note up there. So the second half of the top note, you're gonna put it up to B, which is 3 spaces from G. So that would sound like this. So that's what that would sound like. Now you can do the same thing obviously with this third note and give it more of a bounce. So since there's 3 spaces here, remember this is a minor one that I switched, we're gonna skip the 2 spaces right here and then bring it up to A sharp. So the full thing would sound like this. As you can tell, it's a very, very small thing, but it changes the chord progression quite a lot actually. It gives it a very interesting twist to it. And I'm probably just gonna add another thing here. You can even shorten it to like this, or you can shorten it this much. You can do as much as you want and put like that, or you can make it like this, that, however much you want to do it. You really can just do it. It's up to you. I'm just gonna do the same thing for this last one. I'm gonna make it like this. And the way I did that, I just hit Control Shift and then, yeah, it automatically resizes the following note. All right, so let's see what this sounds like. But yeah, that is what that sounds like. Obviously, as you can tell, if you use those secrets and like skipping the little notes and using the spaces as guides, it can really help you make better chord progressions. So we're gonna keep these notes like this, and I'm gonna show you guys another thing that I like to do with my chord progressions to make them really interesting. What I like to do is add bass notes to them. So all I like to do is just copy these sometimes. I mean, you could really just copy these, make a duplicate of them by holding down Shift and clicking and then dragging. And then I'm just gonna Control Shift down, bring down an octave. And I'm gonna let the magic happen. So here's what that sounds like. So yeah, obviously that makes your chords sound a lot more full because it's capturing a much wider range of octaves. So you got your highs, your mids, and now you got your lows in your chord progression. So now it sounds like a full melody, a full sound, and yeah, you can just go ham. And one last thing I like to do with my chord progressions is add more notes to the top. It's just another way to add more volume to your chord progression. So all I'm gonna do is just go up, I guess it's an octave, and just choose some of the notes that I've already used. So like if I'm gonna do this, I'm probably gonna use G, E, C, B, A, F sharp, and the rest of the ones that I've already used in the chord progression. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for a nice melody to play at the top. So yeah, let's find this melody. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm just adding random notes. I mean, it's not really random, but I'm doing it by ear, but I'm using the notes, as you can tell, that I've already used in these. So G, I've already used here. I've used F sharp in this chord progression right here. I've used A right here, and so on. So yeah, it's really all there is to it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Start with your chords by using the top notes, you know, choosing whatever top note you think sounds good. And then once you got those top notes laid out, start using those different spaces, like the 2, then the 3, as I've showed you, to choose between minor and major. Then add bass notes, and of course you can go on to adding melodies to the top or above your chord progression to add that extra volume to it and range of frequency to your chord progression. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope this really helped you make better chords, melodies, and all that stuff. But if you liked the video, please leave a like. Don't forget, share this with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you, okay? Doc's Gang, we're about to blow up in 2019. I'm telling you, okay? You do not want to miss this, all right? 2019 is about to be the year of Doc's Gang, all right? So if you're not subscribed already, I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe to the damn channel. Scroll down, press the red button. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.